You can start a journey that will change your life by making one strong decision to take charge of your life and your future. Rather than just being a speaker, I stand in front of you today as a source of strength, ready to help you take back control of your life. We've been passive observers instead of active participants in our lives for too long, letting outside factors and our own perceived limits determine how they unfold. For all of us, though, today is a turning point on the path to self-mastery and personal satisfaction. Let's let go of the chains of victimhood as we start this journey together and accept the freeing power of responsibility. Every choice we make and action we take affects the course of our lives, either guiding us toward our deepest wishes or keeping us stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. Making the choice to be responsible for our thoughts, feelings, and actions gives us back the power we already have to create the life we want. But let's not be scared off by how big the job at hand is. Instead, let's remember that real empowerment doesn't come from not having problems, but from being able to solve them. Each time we take a step on this path, let us reaffirm our dedication to personal growth and improvement. We are getting closer to the life of our dreams with every step we take. People are responsible for their own actions, so let's look into them with open minds and hearts, knowing that we all have the power to change our lives. Let's face the challenges and seize the chances that are ahead of us, sure that we can make a future full of meaning, joy, and fulfillment. I want you to know that success doesn't happen by chance. Not failing isn't either. As it turns out, success can be predicted because it leaves signs. You are a truly remarkable person with huge promise. There are 1 million cells in your brain, and each one is linked to about 20,000 other cells. There are more thoughts that can happen to you, whether they are good or bad, than molecules in the known world right now. You can have a great life with meaning and purpose that makes a difference in the lives of many people. But you need to know who you are and how you got to where you are now before you can reach your full potential for greatness. Believing in your skills will make you happy while doing your part of the job, and it will also help you do a better job. When someone is happy, they think happy thoughts. When someone is successful, they think successful thoughts. That's how most of the time they become what they think. Your own thoughts are the only thing that stops you from doing what you want to. The wheels of your car run more smoothly and need less energy to go faster and farther when they are all lined up straight. Similarly, you move better when your emotions, goals, and values are all in sync with each other. That being said, everyone wants to do well. Inside every person is an innate drive for the full realization of their potential. This is a beautiful phrase. Don't be happy with less than your best. What you can do is endless. When we say that everyone has a success sense, we mean that everyone has a natural drive to reach their full potential. It's built into you. Kids are always wanting to taste, smell, touch, and play with things. Adults always want to get better. In some way or another, everyone is driven. Remember that the key to success is to focus on what you want instead of what you don't want. History is full of examples of mental rules and principles that have been found and then found again. These rules explain a lot about who you are and what happens to you. Napoleon Hill, a famous author on success, said, "One of the great secrets of life is to never try to break natural laws or win. We'll only talk about one of those rules today, so stay tuned. You can do anything you set your mind to with this law's help. Make yourself at ease and be ready for this lesson. Let's start. Imagine that you buy the most advanced computer and all of its parts. After getting it home and taking it out of the box, you are shocked to find that there is no guidebook. You have a very new computer that can do a lot of complicated things, but you don't know how to set it up or use it right. You were both born in the same way. You're born with a great mind, full of gifts and skills that you have yet to use. You have the power to do amazing things with your life, but you don't have a set of instructions. This is something you have to do on your own, and it can take years or even a lifetime. Have you ever thought about how your unique mix of thoughts, feelings, ideas, skills, fears, hopes, ambitions, and desires made you the person you are today? Edison once said, "There are 3 kinds of people: those who think they think, and then there are those who would prefer to die than think." A lot of people live their lives without giving much thought to who they are or how they got to where they are now. So their lives are just a bunch of odd events that don't make sense and don't have much to do with each other. They take the first job that is offered to them and do what they are told. From there, their career is mostly determined by other people who give them jobs. The person close is the one they marry when they decide they no longer want to be single. They put their money into things that interest them and things that other people tell them to invest in. For most people, life is like riding a bumper car at a carnival. They keep getting hit in different ways and have no control over it. In reality, though, your world is mostly made up of the ideas you have and the things you do because of them. When you change the way you think, you change what you do and how it turns out. Your life changes when you change the way you think. The world we live in is the result of how we think. We can't change it until we change the way we think about it. You can become one of those people who own their life and their success by following this law, the law of cause and effect. People sometimes call this law the iron law of the universe. It was first described by Aristotle at his school outside of Athens in 350 BC. He called it the Aristotelian principle of causality. During a time when most people thought that random events on Mount Olympus decided the lives of ordinary people and that our lives are just a series of random events, Aristotle said that our lives are controlled by order. He said that everything happens for a reason, even if we don't know it. Cause and effect says that there are at least two things that lead to every effect you see in your life. There is no such thing as chance. Even the most random events can be linked to specific factors or reasons. This law also says that you can create the effects you want, like health, happiness, wealth, or success. The best way to get what you want is to find someone who has already done it, and then keep doing the same things they did until you get the same results. Let's do this exercise. Write down the names of 3 people whose character or work you admire. Which traits do you like most about each one? How can you get better at these things? Here's the first rule of the law of cause and effect. If you keep doing the things that happy and successful people do, there's no stopping you from getting the same results. The second rule is that nothing will help you if you don't do the things that happy and successful people do. A lot of people in the world do the same things that unhappy, unsuccessful, and angry people do, and are shocked when the same things happen. But this isn't just bad luck, chance, or a mistake. It is only the law that says that. It is possible to be fit, healthy, and full of energy if you eat well, work out daily, and take good care of your body. You won't be healthy if you don't do this. This is clear and agreed upon by everyone. It is clear. That's all there is to it, cause and effect. But 90% of people forget this law, even though it's very clear. Thoughts are causes and conditions are effects. This is the most important way to use the law of cause and effect. You are in charge of what happens to you because of the thoughts you have, especially the ones that are filled with feeling, whether they are good or bad. Thoughts are like the computer in a guided rocket. They will get you where you want to go, no matter what. It's important to remember that once you start the cause, the impact will happen on its own. For the rock to roll downhill on its own, you have to push it downhill. If you put a good or bad thought in your mind, it will grow into flowers or weeds. You can change the cause, but the impact will happen anyway, whether you want it to or not. The top 10% of 350,000 people studied at the University of Pennsylvania were asked to say what they thought about most of the time. The most successful and happy people in the group said they thought about what they wanted and how to get it most of the time. Their goals and the things they could do to reach them came to mind. Do you know what most people who fail think about all the time? What they don't want, what worries them, and the things that happened in the past that still make them mad and upset. They think a lot about who is to blame for what is happening to them. The rich and powerful think about what they want and how to get it. Most people, on the other hand, think about what they don't want and who they can blame. You can change the position of your spotlight on this reflection, which lights up a new area. Your life starts to get better when you change the focus of your mind and put it on what you want and how to get it. You begin to organize your thoughts and accept that you are a wonderful person with unlimited potential and amazing skills who can accomplish anything they set their minds to. When I travel, I often meet great people that I look up to. How was your childhood in general? I ask them. They tell me that their mother or father always told them, son or daughter, you can do anything you set your mind to. They kept hearing this phrase, I can achieve anything I set my mind to. As they got older, it became a theme for them. You should keep telling yourself I can do anything I set my mind to. No matter what I focus on, I can achieve anything. Now, your self-concept tells us what you think about most of the time. Self-concept was one of the most important discoveries of the 20th century. The ideas you hold about yourself, your skills, and the world around you make up your self-concept. It determines how you see the world around you. To put it simply, we see ourselves rather than the world as it is. The way we see the world is through how we see ourselves. I have another task for you. Pick something you really want. Now, picture yourself having already done it. Describe how it makes you feel to have reached your goal. If you did something important to you, how would your life be different? More thoughts and ideas came to great people when they thought about what they wanted and how to get it. These thoughts made them do even more, which pushed them closer to their goal faster and faster. When they reached their goals, they were more inspired, happier, and ready to set even bigger and tougher goals. Most of the time, they thought about what they wanted and how to get it. This set them up for success and performance. You can also do it. This is the main idea behind all faiths, most philosophies, metaphysics, psychology, and success. Most of the time, you become what you think about. With clear, positive thoughts about what you want and the energy of excitement behind them, you can direct your energy and actions towards your goals. You'll think about what you want and what you don't want at different times if your mind is full of thoughts, which is most people's. What makes you happy and what makes you sad? You'll think about going home and work. You'll think about going to sleep and getting up. For short-term fun, you'll think about things like watching TV, listening to music, and hanging out with friends. It seems like your life goes in loops because you don't have clear goals. This can last for years. You'll become what you think about most of the time, good or bad. Last question, what thoughts run through your mind the most? Thoughts of love, wealth, sex, or good things? Instead, do you think about losing, being afraid, failing, or the fact that everything will go wrong? Remember that the things that happen are caused by your thinking. As we come to the end of our journey into the world of responsibility, let us take a moment to think about the deep insights and discoveries we've had along the way. Taking charge of our lives is more than just a choice. It's a statement of strength and a promise to live our lives on our own terms. As you leave this meeting, keep in mind that you have the power to make your own future. Take the challenges you face as chances to grow and let them help you get better in both your personal and work life. Know that every choice you make means you are taking charge of your life and paving the way for a future full of meaning and happiness. But remember, friends, that taking responsibility isn't something you do just once. It's something you do every day as you learn more about yourself and become more in control of your life. Be brave and sure of what you want, and know that every step you take brings you closer to the life you were meant to live. Thank you for giving me the chance to be a part of this life-changing journey with you. May you continue to believe in the power of duty in every part of your life. And may your future be rich, happy, and successful beyond your wildest dreams.